we are live, it seems. Live streaming to you from a lonely hotel room just north of downtown Dallas. I am on travel for a couple of days, so I'm in Richardson, a Dallas suburb, where my day job is. Here for a couple of days today and tomorrow. So I decided we're going to do a live stream, which will also be a little bit of an experiment. One of the experiments, so Aaron from NRL Outdoors was planning to join me. He couldn't quite get his camera work. One of the experiments we're doing is that I'm trying to live stream simultaneously to my YouTube channel and to Aaron's. So for those of you who are not familiar with the NRL Outdoors YouTube channel, it is exactly as it sounds. I would appreciate it if somebody could glimpse at it and tell me if the live stream is going that way. To me, it looks like it is actually. It didn't take the title of the stream and all that, just says Anarchy Outdoors live stream. But to me, it looks like it's going to both YouTube channels, which is one of the things we were hoping to verify. This is the first live stream of 2026. Relatively unsurprisingly, I've carried all my personal charisma and charm year over year. So if you find yourself dozing off listening to my relatively monotone voice, don't be terribly surprised. I have been used before as a sleep aid, and I'm relatively proud of that. There are several reasons I was going to do this live stream. One is that SHOT Show is coming up in a bit over a week. So during SHOT, I'm going to try to do my best and live stream in the evenings, hopefully most days. But it is abundantly clear that the show has gotten so big that there is no way I can try to schedule and see every possible thing during SHOT Show. But I am curious about what you guys would like me to see. Okay. Basically, if there is a particular manufacturer or product you're aware of, you heard something's coming up, whether it's optics or guns or really anything else, I brought my digital notepad with me. If there is, oh, there you go. Aaron fixed his camera. Excellent. So where was I? Yeah. If there is anything particular you want me to go check out at SHOT Show, now's the time to bring it up. I'll be taking notes and I will struggle with it. Whatever you guys suggest, I'll report back. All right, Mr. Lee is here, and he's confirming that the live stream is live on NRL Outdoors as well. So, Aaron, I think our experiment worked out reasonably well.
Well, perfect. Can you hear me?
Yes, absolutely.
Perfect.
And unlike your previous attempt, I can also see you. I can confirm that since I last saw you, did not change dramatically.
Yeah, that's probably correct.
I have a theory that you're primarily here to add some sort of a visual friendliness to this program in opposition to my usually sour face.
I'm here to add some pizzazz.
I don't know about pizzazz, but let's say levity, that letter that LDS are known for.
We're here to add some pizzazz to the dry physics lecture.
There we go. That's the spirit. Where was I? Yeah. Anyhow, so I started talking about the 2026 SHOT Show. It's a little bit over a week. Aaron and I are both going to be there, but Aaron is there for work. I'm there primarily to entertain myself. So if there is any particular brand your company want me to visit or product you want me to look at, now's the time. I will go check it out and report back. I'm taking a couple of people with me because unless you guys send me in some other direction, my plan is to try to go and look at as many optical products as I can. There are so many that I still won't be able to visit them all, but I will give it my best shot. Another reason I wanted to do this live stream is that I looked at a calendar and realized the last time I posted anything on YouTube was 27 days ago. which is not admirable, to put it mildly. On the other hand, I've had all sorts of crap happening between the holidays and family issues. My father is at a skilled nursing facility, my mom is assisted living, my wife's grandmother a few days ago just broke her hip, so we've been completely embroiled in elderly issues, and I just didn't have the time. One of the things I've been promising for a while is a raffle for another product. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you how to go for the raffle now. And a week from today, I'm going to do a short live stream, just a few minutes, just to announce the raffle results. The raffle is going to be for the Winchester 12 by 50 binocular. I do have a video on it. It is decidedly a budget binocular, but as far as the quality goes, it surprised the hell out of me how much you can get for a relatively inexpensive piece. I'm gonna put a link in the comments in a moment. So a week from today, I am going to do a drawing for this Winchester 12 by 50 binocular. In order to participate, you have to be a subscriber to my darklordofoptics.com website. You don't have to be a paid subscriber. You can be a free subscriber. It's totally fine. To enter the raffle, you need to send an email to raffle@darklordofoptics.com. In that email, you need to tell me your username on my website and your real name, of course. Okay. A week from today, on Wednesday of next week at 7 o'clock Mountain Time, I'm going to kick off a live stream, do the drawing, announce the raffle results, shoot you an email, bid you adieu, and go off to prepare for SHOT Show. Okay. Does it all make sense? We'll go with a yes. I have a few other products that I'm going to be raffling off over the next few weeks. Several of them were donated by Winchester Optics, which I really appreciate. And I have the laser rangefinder and a spotting scope and a 124 low power variable. They are budget optics, but I am quite pleased with the quality you get for the money. It's sort of the sign of how mature this whole sporting optics market has become. Mr. Lee goes, at SHOT Show, any competitors to the XTRPS would be interesting. I'm gonna go and check it out. The only one that obviously comes to mind is SIG, what is it, Bravo 60, I think, which also has a heads-up display inside the scope. And I think in addition to what the Burris offers, I think it talks directly to their weapon-mounted laser rangefinder that they announced. I have not seen the LRF yet, but I'm gonna go and check it out. SIG did come back to SHOT Show. I think they do have a booth. And so I hope I'll be able to see that one. It's definitely on my list, but I am going to make a note for that. Aaron, I know you'll be busy because you're kind of there for work. Is there anything you think I should absolutely go and check out while we're at SHOT Show?
I'm not sure on that one. I haven't heard of anything really surprising coming. I've heard some rumors,
Yeah.
but nothing concrete. I'm flipping through the new product section on the SHOT Show planner to see if anything catches my eye, and I'll filter it down to optics in a second.
Okay.
But one thing I've seen on the internet recently is the Olight red dot. I've never been a fan of Olight, but that'd be
Olight or Osight?
Is it? I think
So
I don't
Olight is
remember.
a flashlight. Osight, I don't think it's the same company, but I think the distributor in US.
Okay. So maybe it's Osight.
Yeah,
but,
Osight has a new enclosed red dot sight. They had an open one.
Yeah, that was interesting. I'm going to. This SHOT Show will be really interesting because typically I hang out in a certain vendor's booth, but with their entry deeper into the U.S. market, I won't be in that booth more than just saying hi to them and checking out some of their new stuff. Usually I hang out there quite a bit.
You wanted me to go check out the Born Primitives
Yeah,
Do they
yeah.
have a booth?
We're gonna go. We're gonna go look at some other stuff. We're gonna go look at some. Anarchy's looking to expand into the kind of the tactical police world a little bit, so we're gonna go check that out, and then we go play with some night vision. I think would be fun. Go see if I can pick up some night vision distributors and stuff. I have it's sitting over there on the floor,
Mm-hmm.
but I have a helmet that I have set
Oh,
up.
very
So I bought some commercial EBITs, and they work really, really well. But so just playing around, starting to play in the night vision game. So Shot Show will be looking at higher mounts and
Mhm.
different things, just exploring a side of the industry I've never explored.
Yeah.
So I'll go hit some of the main ones. And on Tuesday's like a free day. I'm going to run around and say hi to those that I want. If you can find me, it'll be fun. Wednesday, I'm going to roll around with Cody. We've got some industrial meetings and different things.
Yeah. On Tuesday, I'll be at Caesars Forum. Speaking of night vision, I have a meeting with the guys at Armasight. I kind of like where they're going with this. I've been messing with their night vision clip on, the Co-LR, which is very good, and with their thermal clip on, which is also very good. So I think Armasight products are really maturing quite
Yeah, I
nicely.
think one of their thermals is going to be on my list this year. Um,
Yeah, they
that
should
or
have something new as
that
well.
or AMG, right? Either I don't know.
The AGM.
Yeah, AGM. There's a thermal on my list for acquisition this
So
year.
you should definitely talk to Armasight if you want. You can join me. I think I have a meeting with them at either 10 or 11 in the morning.
Yeah, I'm there all day. So if you just wanna, I'm staying at where am I staying? Treasure Island,
Yeah.
or yeah, Treasure Island. So I just usually cross. I hit the Walgreens
Hmm.
outside, and then I go in. So I usually drop in right on top. So wherever
I'll
you want to meet on Tuesday
leave
morning,
the
we'll go
Armasight
roll.
guys. I'll text you when I'm meeting with them. Come and join us.
Okay, sounds good.
They're good guys, and when they first, the first rebirth of Armasight, I was not super impressed, but their product line really matured since then. So I'm pretty happy. Anyhow, so I see that there are people filing in. I will be doing a reminder on the raffle occasionally through the live stream today. So if you guys just joined, I am kicking off a raffle for Winchester 1250 binocular. I did a video on that thing. You can see it further up in the chat box. And if you want to enter, you need to send me an email at raffle@darklordofoptics.com with your name and with your username on my darklordofoptics.com website. You don't have to be a paying supporter. You can a free account. It's good enough. And naturally, so a week from today, I'm going to announce the results of the raffle, and you have to be present to win. Okay. All right. Another reason I wanted to do the live stream today is that I looked and realized that some point earlier today, my number of my YouTube subscribers crossed 10,000. In the grand scheme of things, I'm not sure that the number 10,000 in any way substantially more significant than the number 9,900, but still feels like something of a milestone. It is 5 digits versus four. And what is most remarkable is that somehow my number of subscribers accelerated when I stopped posting videos. Maybe it's all of you thanking me for not boring you to death. It's possible. Whatever it is, it seems to have been working. Yeah. Other than that, I am trying to kick off 2026 without getting too depressed with all the different family health issues. So I'm gonna shoot a local PRS match this coming Sunday, hopefully, if all goes well. And then I'm gonna shoot a 2-day NRL Hunter match in Raton, New Mexico, the weekend before shots. So that 2-day match is going to be January 17th and 18th. If you are going to be there, please stop by and introduce yourself. You guys know what I look like. I have no idea what any of you look like. So if you see me, say hi. I shot 3 Hunter matches last year. At each match, I found a new and creative way to embarrass myself, and I think I'm going to keep that tradition going this year. Raton is going to be colder than other matches I've shot, so I'm sure I'll come up with some other new and interesting ways to do something stupid. It's a real gift of mine. Hey, are you shooting any matches anytime soon, Aaron?
No, I am not. I am going and becoming a NRA qualified range officer, so I can become an old grumpy man. Actually, that's
Man.
what aren't all range officers old grumpy men at gun ranges? I'm gonna go get
No,
certified.
some of them are young, power hungry, and retarded.
Yeah, well, I could be that too. But I'm gonna go get certified because I have a membership to a private range, but it requires a certified RSO for the insurance policy to be there while you're shooting. So you have to
Oh,
arrange for someone. So I'm gonna go get certified because then I can go anytime. So I'm gonna do
okay.
that on. I'm gonna do that this week, and then I will look. I put some of the match shooting kind of on the back burner. I've been
Mhm.
working on a few other things, but I'll probably get out. I'll probably get out and shoot a couple. Um,
Well,
before August. I've got to get out and rub the dirt
yeah,
off.
before August, you need to practice.
So I will get out and practice. If I don't shoot any matches, I will go do one shot drills and I will go practice.
Yeah,
But
I have
we'll
been
see.
going to practice. My schedule is a little bit busier this year. I need to go to Israel next month, and there are quite a few other things I have to do. One of the reasons Mr. Cunt Bucket is here. How late am I? You're not terribly late, sir. Let's
20 minutes, bro.
Yeah, not too bad. Let's see. There you go. That puts this thing on the screen. I put the chat on the screen. So, where was I? Yeah. So Raton is less than about a 3 hour drive, a little bit less from me. And one of the reasons I'm interested is that on Friday, before registration, know that they'll have a small half-day rimfire match, and I've never shot a rimfire match. Somehow, New Mexico is not awash in precision rimfire matches. Like everywhere else, it's growing. In New Mexico, nothing. So, so
There is a in northern New Mexico. I think there's a decent rimfire game.
so Farmington, I
Okay.
think. Yeah, I think they do. I don't remember if it's an RL 22 or PRS rimfire. One of them. I think they do that one once, twice a year, something like that. But around most people in New Mexico live in Albuquerque, where I live, and we don't have any no, precision rimfire matches, which is kind of interesting. And I asked around. Apparently, they tried to have one, and nobody was interested. Surprisingly, I do not have a super fancy rimfire, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to use my Tika T1X, and I am testing a new Delta rifle scope on it. It's a new Delta Javelin 3.5 to 21 by 50. They've got a new reticle called SKR, which is an evolution of the previous one. I remember the Delta that you have, Aaron, that has an SMR reticle, so they've got a new evolution of that reticle, which I rather like. And the scope, I think, is a reasonable step up from what I've seen before. It looks to be the same OEM in China that makes the Telson Target Master scopes, which is quite good, and they do good work. So that's what's sitting on my Rimfire rig, and I'm gonna take that to Raton. And for the regular NRL Hunter match, I'm using the exact same stuff as I used last year. Fix by Q in 6.5 Creedmoor, Tangent 735. I have seen no compelling reason to deviate from that to date.
It looking through the new products, Delta has a 6 to 40 by 56 coming. That shot show.
Delta?
Well, I'll go back and look. I thought it was.
Can you pop a link into the
Yeah, let me look.
Mr.
I
Midwest
was looking
Marksman?
at new products.
Sure, it's Delta.
Oh, come on. Why are you being dumb?
All right, shot show, new product.
Oh,
So,
sorry, Discovery. Discovery.
yeah,
Sorry,
Discovery had a high
yeah,
magnification.
it's got a
So
5 to 40 by 56.
yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go glance at it. So Collis is supposed to have a new scope. I've seen
And
some
then
conflicting information on the configuration.
looks
Uh,
like Telson's got one 5 to 32 by 56.
that was out last year.
Oh, okay.
That's a Target Master Victor, which is a really nice scope, by the way. So Falcon has a high power scope that's actually looking very good, but they are not exhibiting. Wait a second. So the Midwest Marksman used to be gun toting Minnesotan. Andrew, what happened? Did YouTube do bad things to you and you had to start a new channel or what?
I'm gonna have to redo my phone. I'm gonna talk to this guy this morning. He didn't even tell me he went and changed his name.
Is it a New Year thing you are trying to reinvent? The Midwestern Marksman, well, he's from Minnesota. You know, his day job was as a minister. I wonder if he just converted to Islam to blend in with all the Somalis and changed his YouTube channel. What was at it?
Yeah, that seems about right.
Yeah. So, in case you didn't know, I try to be as offensive as I can be without cursing. It's a real gift of mine. Okay. How interesting. Midwest Marksman.
Let's offend people. Let's go.
Oh, it'll happen naturally. I don't need to put in any unusual special. Midwest Marksman, 11,000 subscribers. I exist to verify God and all that I do. I need to just change his channel. I don't think it's a new channel. I think. I don't know. See. Or does he have two channels that I didn't know about? No, I think he just changed his channel name. Nobody could say type my old name. All right. Okay, that's as good a reason as any.
Yes, it is.
Well, either way, Andrew, it's good to see you here, even if you've decided to change your name, and which freaks me out a little bit. If any of you have seen the show Big Bang Theory, you know what happened to Sheldon every time something changed, right? So that's a little bit like me. Okay, let's see. Where was I? All right, I talked about Winchester Raffle. I threw out the ideas for Shop 2026. I talked about upcoming matches. Okay, so back to SHOT Show new things. One of the new potential interesting things is going to be, I think Leupold is planning to have a Gen 2 version of Mark 5 HD. That's been kind of floating around for a little while.
They're gonna actually put a real windage turret on it.
Um, I don't know about that. I don't have any real insight. After last year's SHOT Show, somehow the two people at Leupold that I know stopped replying to my emails.
Oh, Snodgrass isn't talking to you anymore.
No. Well, so with John, getting a hold of John via email has always been iffy, right? You know, John's busy. But there's a couple other people I occasionally talk to. Just us again, they're busy, and I have this thing. I send two emails, and if nothing, I don't get a reply, I move on, right? So I don't spend a ton of time trying to force myself on people. That came out a little bit odd, but you know what I mean.
I mean, you do you, Ilya.
Okay, there we go. Okay. So I don't know. I'll do my usual thing. I'll go to the booth and look at the new products and figure out what gives. My original plan was to look at the 2 to 10 by 30 Mark V with the new reticle, which looked quite nice. But then Element went and came out with the Theos 2 to 10 by 42, which absolutely kicks ass. So, and because of a larger objective, it basically knocks the socks out of any medium power variables that have 30 millimeter objectives, right? There's Zico and Leupold, which have very nice scopes in many ways. But you bump up the objective from 30 millimeters to 42, and your user experience on 10 power is just completely different. So Element Steos, it's a little bit heavier than I would have liked, but they've got a bright reticle illumination, relatively sparse tree. As far as NPVOs goes, it's definitely up there. I mean, an extremely competent design, so I'm somewhat less interested in the 2210 Mark V now. But still, I'm very curious to see what they're going to do with the next generation model. In the last 2 years, they updated the hunting scope, the VX5 HD and VX6 HD. They improved the turrets, made them fully toolless, and did a couple other things. So I wonder what they're going to do with the Mark V. A Mark V product line. You have a bunch of Mark Vs, right, Aaron?
Yeah, I have one.
What? Which one do you have? 5 to 25?
I have a 5 to 25. I have a couple Mark IVs as well. I had a when the Mark V first came out,
Mm-hmm.
the 7 to 35s didn't track like they should have. They track now. So anyone who's wondering, they're good to go. But I actually need to send my Mark V back. It doesn't parallax under 75 yards.
Oh, that's interesting.
But I mean, you zero it at 100. You never I never shoot closer than that, so I haven't sent it back. I'm lazy.
I tested the 735 Mark V a while back, and while a decent scope, in my opinion, it underperformed optically for what it costs. With any product line, there are some scopes that are better than others, and with the Mark V product line, the peach of the product line is definitely the 5 to 25. Right, to me, it's a much more competitive design than the 7 to 35. And the 3.6 to 18 was made for a contract, and it was a little bit hit and miss, although I like the one that I had. So it's going to be very interesting to see whether it's going to be a proper redesign, or if they're going to do a similar thing to what they did with the hunting scope, basically, make the turrets toolless and make a couple of changes like that. I mean, they're still worthwhile changes, but given the price range where Mark V is playing, and given how long the scopes have been out, I think they should do more than just a turret change, personally. But then again, what do I really know? Beyond that, there are some significant rumors that Night Force, finally a decade after their last scope, are going to actually have something new.
No way, really?
Several people said it, but I honestly don't know. I don't know for sure. So I know Leica has been planning some introductions, but Leica is not exhibiting at SHOT 2026.
Oh,
So I
that's
don't
a
know if they're
sad
going.
day.
Pardon me?
I said that's sad.
Oh, they bailed out during COVID, like a lot of people, and didn't come back. Vortex is not exhibiting either. With Vortex, the rumor on a hide is that the AMG 1 to 10 is going to be formally introduced to the public, as it should be. I have one that's an excellent low power variable.
And I've been waiting for you to get tired of it, so you'll send it to me.
So your hairstyle will look very much like mine before that happens.
Oh, I can shave. I got a razor.
I'm gonna have to wait for him to fall for her to fall out naturally.
Well, fine. When you get tired of the 4 to 24.
Mm, I don't know, the 4 to 24.
Can I borrow it?
Is
I want to
really-
borrow it for the sniper match.
You can borrow it for a sniper match.
Because if I like it, I'm gonna buy one for that 7 PRC.
If you just want to play with it, I'll send it to you.
Yes, I just want to play with it, but don't send it until like April.
Okay, well, you tell me.
Then I'll return it to you in Montana.
There we go. That's perfect. Before April, I'm gonna do a full review. So when I review scopes, and those of you who have been here for a little while know, when I review scopes, I follow a very predictable pattern. I will release some sort of early impressions, which tend to be relatively accurate. And then I'm gonna, crawl back into my, dark layer and stuff, and I'm gonna spend a few months with the scope before I issue any sort of a final review. That's kind of how I function. I don't usually add it to my list of recommended designs until I've spent some amount of time with it. This Razor Gen 3, the Photo 24 by 44, for those of you who are not familiar with it, is one of the relatively few exceptions to that. I'm pretty comfortable recommending it because I have a lot of mileage with all the other Gen 3s. I know how long Vortex spent developing this thing. I've seen several, and Photo 24 just kicks ass, right? As far as relatively compact, precision-oriented scopes go, it's, gosh, it's absolutely excellent. Despite the smallish objective and all that, one of the big advantages is that, well, it has a lot of adjustment range. But one of the big things is that this thing has stupid forgiving depth of field, which for the type of shooting that Aaron and I are going to be doing in Montana in the summer, that's the match he's talking about, that's going to make a big difference. And
I think I'm going to mount the Vortex rangefinder on top of it.
Yeah, it should work fine.
Actually, no, I'll probably mount the Impact because I use applied ballistics. So
Impact is the Vortex.
Sorry, they're both called Impact. No, what's the other one called?
Oh, that fire something?
Yeah, Impact Fire 4000, whatever. They're both called 4000 something.
Else.
I could, if I wasn't lazy, I could walk over and grab it. I mean, look at it. I can't grab it.
Seek has a warp. Tango Innovations has Fire 4000.
Oh, that's what it is. Yeah.
Is that one?
The SIG one's interesting. We need to go look at that one.
Yeah, SIG. It's on my list. So the idea is that SIG's Bravo 60 rifle scopes are supposedly talk to the warp laser rangefinder. Right, and that becomes a really interesting thing if you've got a rangefinder on your gun that talks to the scope and displays the distance in a heads-up display inside the scope. Now that kind of changes a lot of things. So there's still, I have a ton of mileage with the Vortex Impact 4000 scope, and I'm fine running off of geoballistics. I use both AB and geo. And I have to admit, in terms of the solution, once it's true, there's no difference. It gives me all the same information. And both of them have marginally usable interface. I think AB is a little worse, but they're both pretty awful. Not that I would know how to do that.
I can just tie the fire to my Kestrel.
Yeah. Well, I try to avoid using the Kestrel like the plague. I think we talked about.
Do you like the Kestrel?
Hate the Kestrel.
I love the Kestrel.
It's $700 for a device that has all the technology and sophistication of a 1950s ham radio.
So, on the terms of technology, what's the name of it? The Calypso. The Calypso. When the new one comes out.
Correct.
I don't think if you can tie the new one to either of the two rangefinders we're talking about, the Kestrel becomes irrelevant at that point.
I have a Kestrel. I use it basically to measure wind. I don't do anything more sophisticated with it. I run the ballistics off of my Leica binoculars, which is the same AB engine. Works very nicely for me.
Yeah, once that wind meter comes out with atmospherics in it, it's going to be awesome.
Correct. I fully intend to pick one up. Again, for those of you who are relatively new, the match during the summer that Aaron and I are talking about is something called a TRT Sniper Challenge. They finally set the dates. It's going to be August 1st and 2nd, I think. Registration on July 30th. And the match itself, I'm looking at the calendar.
The registration's on Friday.
Friday's July 31st, I'm sorry. So July 31st is registration. Match is going to be on August 1st and 2nd. The match kicks ass. I'm trying to, a friend of mine, an engineer from Vortex, to come and shoot the match with us. I might invite. He's a former ranger, so he'll fit, right in. A good shooter and a very good guy, a knowledgeable guy. So maybe what Aaron and I are gonna do, we will shoot the match on the 31st on Friday, and then RO RO the regular match during Saturday and Sunday.
So I've got some
I
more. I got some more details on it.
Oh, you do, okay.
They're gonna run 20 stages. So they're gonna run 12 stages on day one and 8 stages on day two.
So you and I shooting 20 stages all on Friday.
It's gonna be a long day.
I better start getting in shape. I don't think I can walk that much in one day.
Yep. Yeah. I was texting with Tony. He got back from Japan, and I was texting him because I was like, I've been trying to round up some ROs. I'm hoping to be able to round up 8 to 10 people to help.
Mhm.
And he was like, "We're into 20 stages. We need 24." And I was like, "Oh, okay. Well, because the Montana sniper guys, I think, are also coming back to do it
Oh, okay.
RO. So I think between 10 and their crew and maybe one or two others that Tony brings, I think we'll have enough 24 ROs. So.
Okay. Well, I can. Let's see. Well, I'll talk. So
The
I'll talk.
name must TRT stands for Thornton Training. What was Thornton?
Thorson
TR,
range training.
yeah, yep. Thornton Ranch or Range Training Facility.
Range.
So there you go.
It's a nice
Thornton.
piece of private land called the Thorson Range.
Yep.
The owners, they're super nice, super hospitable. I had an absolute blast. Had an absolute blast at that match last year. And to remind you guys, I try to go to as many matches as I can, and I won in California. I was very pleased with them all and had a lot of fun and had good people. This is a charity match for a veterans organization called the Reason Outdoors. And I take this one a lot more seriously than I take others. It's a big deal. If I get to go to only one match this year, that's going to be it.
It's what makes this one so much fun is it's for charity. So it's not as competition driven. Like we're still competing and we're still razzing and having a good time, but it's built to have fun, to bring guys back, because the more people have fun, the more people attend, the more it spreads, the more money we raise for the Reason Outdoors, which is an organization founded by Tony Cowden and I don't know how to say Coop's Ryan. I don't know how to say his last name. Ryan Coop. And they're an organization that takes veterans, active duty military, and first responders out hunting. And not only do they take them hunting, but they're building a community, a brotherhood, and they're teaching them how to dress the animal, how to pack, how to get in shape for it. It's the whole cycle, just not go shoot an animal.
Most importantly, I mean, it's called the Reason Outdoors. It gives a lot of the military guys who have a hard time reintegrating into the real life the reason to push forward, the reason to move on, the reason to not give up. And it's kind of a big deal. I was just having a conversation with a gentleman who works for me, for my day job. I explained to him something called the 3-day effect. And if you guys are not familiar with it, look it up. There is some academic work about it, and I've talked about it in the past. And there is a popular book written by a sociologist from New York, the first time a sociologist from New York did anything useful. Basically, it describes what happens to your brain if you give up on the gadgets for 3 days and go spend some time in the great outdoors. We are all sort of overwhelmed with stimulation in our lives. We forgot what it means to be bored for a few minutes. You sit here bored for 30 seconds. What do you do? What do we all do? Grab the phone, go. Okay. It's really not good for us. It's okay
Doom scrolling.
Once in a while. What happens if you give up your gadgets for 3 days and go do something outdoorsy, like hunting, like fishing? A lot of studies have been done in Utah, I think Green River, stuff like that, where they do some sort of a rafting. They used to take veterans there. Interesting things happen. During 2 days, first 2 days, your brain goes through some sort of a cognitive reset. And on day 3 is a day of the shift. They did a variety of different studies, and it's averaging out that your cognitive ability and creativity go up by close to 50% at the end of day 3. Okay, so that's your brain reset. So what the guys at the Reason Outdoors are doing to our servicemen who often suffer from some measure of PTSD is absolutely invaluable. These 3 days in the outdoors, away from social media, away from this dopamine rush, away from overstimulation, do wonders to reset you. Probably do more than many hours speaking to a shrink. It is a big deal. It is a great organization. And like I said, if I'm going to shoot only one match this year, this will be it. And we are in January. I already reserved the cabin for it. So
Yeah, so did I.
yeah,
So
I haven't bought a ticket yet, mostly because I'm trying to figure out if I can bring one of my kids with me. But it remains to be seen.
do
It's a
it.
week before my son's bar mitzvah, so it should be interesting. My lovely wife dropped on me that we're going to do 2 bar mitzvahs for my son, one in August in Albuquerque and one in December in Jerusalem. So we're going to do a proper bar mitzvah at the Wailing Wall in Jerusalem for him in December.
Hey, I needed something to do in December. Never been to a bar mitzvah. Can I come?
Yes, you can. You can come to either one of them. I'm not joking. One is August and one in December.
Oh, it would be fun. Jerusalem's on my list. Not just Jerusalem, but the Holy Land in general.
Israel is in many ways remarkable. If you like history, Israel is where history comes alive.
Yeah, I'd love to go to a lot of places.
Yeah.
So
It's generally, if you go to a lot of places in Europe and Middle East, you see a lot of historical places, but somehow in Israel, it has life and meaning beyond any other place that I have seen, and I've seen it.
yeah, I wanted to go to Karak de Xavier, but I think the Syrian civil war destroyed it.
Yeah, I probably would not go into Syria
No, I
or
would not
Lebanon
go
at
into
this
Syria.
stage. You can hop over to Jordan if you want, to the caves there, but honestly, if you make your way to Israel, you'll keep yourself plenty busy. It's everywhere there, and for a good reason. All right, moving right along. Since nobody has any shot show requests, we'll get back to the business of guns and optics. As I mentioned earlier, apparently Leopold Mark V is going to be going through a generational change. I keep hearing a rumor that Night Force will do something. I heard somebody say that Tengen is coming out with a new scope, but I have not heard anything about it. It doesn't mean that there won't be anything, but I'd be surprised. It's a relatively small team. They don't introduce scopes that fast. Their Psi 10 should be finally available. So they want to 10 by 24 under the Psi brand.
The new scope's going to be $7,000.
Okay. Yeah. Like if it's Tengen, I wouldn't be surprised.
Man, I need Ilya's budget for optics. I'm just saying.
No, Eli's budget for optics wouldn't get you very far. I'll promise you that.
I got to go get that PhD in physics, I guess.
I don't have a PhD in it. I am a lowly recipient of a bachelor's.
There you go. Look at that. I'll pull rank on you. I have at least a master's degree.
Well,
But
I
I
have
don't
a,
speak.
I
I
have a
don't speak
master's,
as.
but not technical. I have an MBA.
Yeah, I have an MBA too, but I don't speak as many languages as you do, so I'm losing.
I didn't think it was a competition.
Okay, we're trying, man. Trying to compete. Oh, well. What do we got here? Gun toting Minnesota's back on.
Well,
On
that's from
Rumble.
Rumble. So he is
He's
Midwest
rumbling.
on YouTube and gun toting Minnesotan on Rumble. So I think he's two timing this live stream from two platforms.
That's right. Trying to pump those view numbers up.
Coyote 735 is already like 6,500. Yeah, I think they for the Canadian military they make a version with a Horus reticle. I think Coyote with a Horus reticle I think is like $7,000 or something.
I really like
Nothing.
tangent thetas. Their reticle's just too thin.
You know, it's very interesting, right? So you keep on saying that, but I'm looking when I look at the tangent side by side with the Razer Gen 3, I don't think the reticle on the tangent is any thinner than the Razer, so I don't know.
Okay, we need to play again because I haven't used a tangent since I had LASIK done.
So because I know you're using Razer Gen 3 on your Dreamfire rig and that works fine for you. And for me, both of them are thin reticles. I prefer reticles a little bit thicker. And like you have that Telson 3 to 18, right? The Telson
Hmm.
top. So I was involved with that reticle, and in terms of reticle thickness, I actually really like that one. It's a little bit bolder, intentionally. So I'm not a big fan of ultra thin reticles, but the simple truth is that in the current precision market, thin reticles sell. It's very interesting, if you go on the height, etc. Everybody complains that they need a thinner reticle on high power, so rifle scope manufacturers make reticles quite thin so that you can use it easily on high magnification. And then when it disappears on low power, everybody complains. So the same people who were just asking for something a bit thinner to use on 35 power immediately starts complaining that's on 8 power they can see the reticle. So
Well, nice.
Mr. Guntold in Minnesota is pointing out, yes, I wish the 1005 to 32 was like the toxin line thickness. Yeah, they aimed at the 5 to 32 more at the competition guys. So the red was a little bit thinner because most competition guys are asking for that. While toxin is intended to be a little bit more of a general purpose scope. So the reticle thickness is a little bit bolder. And again, I just prefer that, right? But what do I really know, right?
So those that are watching, what do you hope is coming at SHOT Show? Like what do you want to see? What do you think would shake up the industry? Or are we just getting the same, striker fire pistol or what? What are you guys excited to see? There hasn't been anything revolutionary at a SHOT Show in the last little bit. We're due. We're due for something.
Yeah, but I don't know if there's
It's
anything.
been a few years since there's been something just like pow.
But well, I mean, it depends, right? So for me, last year when Burris introduced the XTRPS with the heads-up display, I mean, to me that was a big deal.
I mean, that's cool, and they suck at marketing, but
Right, they
that
did
that
not do
is
a
that
real
is a
good
cool
job.
scope.
Gun Thoughts in Minnesota. A friend of mine said he's got a 2 ounce action coming this month. So 2 ounce action, I think that's 2 ounces of weed. He's gonna have some action with the local hooker. That's
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. I'm gonna take that with a grain of salt.
Is he one of your friends that comes to confession? Oh wait, sorry, you're not a Catholic priest.
Yeah, he's not. He's a minister, but he's not a Catholic.
maybe
Hey,
maybe he,
Andrew,
maybe he has a concession
I
concession.
need. I'm gonna start a religious war here. I need a judgment here as a outsider to this, as an old and cynical Jew. I've got two questions for you.
Oh
You
no.
are a Christian, right? Do you consider Catholics Christians? Because somebody surprised me with that answer not long ago. And do you consider Mormons Christians? Very curious.
Let's hear it, Andrew.
Right, while he's thinking about it, Mr. Sundin 564 says, I want a Poro 10 by 42 priced at $1,000. That's actually kind of an interesting thing because that's not a bad request. For $1,000, you can build an amazing Poro binocular that, in terms of optical quality, will probably compete with $2,000 roof prisms just fine. Do you have a lot of mileage with Poro binoculars, Aaron?
I don't even know what that is. So,
So you know the binoculars where the barrels are not straight, they look like dog leg shaped like this.
uh-huh.
So that's Poro. That's Poro stands for Poro prism.
Oh,
Poro is
like the old school
a
filled glasses.
pardon me?
Like we're talking like the old school filled glasses.
Correct, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So Poro, it's basically they use Poro prisms. Poro was the last name of an Italian guy who invented them a long time ago. That was the original binocular. The way the optics work out, they're a little bit easier to build. They're harder to make waterproof, but it's much easier to get spectacular image quality out of it. And there is an additional stereoscopic effect because those Poro prisms end up creating a somewhat larger separation between the objectives of the binocular. The image through them has a slightly more pronounced three-dimensional effect. Like it feels like there's more palpable depth to the image. So, okay, we've got a question from Guntot. Easy question to answer quickly, but in person, I'd love to give a full answer. Roman Catholicism departs from Christian soteriology. That's okay. You're gonna have to also explain to this poor immigrant what soteriology is. Catholicism, Christian theology in minor ways. LDS theology departs in major ways. All right, that's not a bad answer. Except I don't know what soteriology is.
Soteriology is the theological study of salvation.
Theological study of salvation.
I mean, they haven't departed terribly far from it. I would make some arguments against infant baptism and a few things, but LDS theology departs in major ways. We need to have a conversation because you'll find LDS people are more Christian than most Christian people. So
I don't have a bone to pick here. Andrew, you're coming on to the next shot show. We're gonna have a theological discussion.
Hey, we're all going to dinner on Tuesday night, so we can have a discussion.
I'm not going to dinner on Tuesday night. I've got Smith and Wesson event.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. So.
What are you going to the? Are you going to the track dinner on Monday?
Monday night, yeah, I'll be there.
Okay, I'll be there. I'll be there as well. So.
Oh, how interesting. Aaron, apparently he's been trying to convert you guys since he was 10. I think that's.
I mean, it's fine. I spent a couple years as a minister. I know how to play the game, but again, I don't. The whole premise of the LDS religion is you can't logic your way into it. You've got to feel it and believe it. So we could have some interesting debates on it, but we could also have some very interesting debates on how the LDS religion is the closest to the original structure that Jesus created. So it'd be really interesting. And I actually was reading the other day in Isaiah a very interesting passage that we could share with our Jewish friends.
Yeah. So Jeff, so I'm Jewish, so I also find all these discussions between the newfangled religions barely out of their diapers very amusing.
So,
okay.
I mean, and you can argue Christianity is just an offbreak of Judaism. Like there's some deviations on certain things. Who Jehovah is, and if Christ was the actual savior that the Jewish prophecies were talking about, or all sorts of different things. But
yeah,
that's
the Jewish official position is that Jesus was a charismatic Jewish leader, but not a Messiah, and that's been pretty much the deviation.
Yeah, I was doing some study on that the other day, and it was rather interesting because they were. I don't know. We can get into that later, but
I think
the Jewish people are looking for like a massive political savior, upturner of the world type stuff, and that is prophesied that when Jesus returns again, that's what it will be. So
when he comes back, we'll finally get an answer. Okay, Mr. Sandin 564, going back to optics. Because I bought my third Steiner Commander 7x50 open bridge this year. Returned the first two. Love it, but I want a little more power. So Steiner makes a 10x50. I've tested the one with the laser rangefinder. If you haven't tested the 10x50, I recommend it. Optically, it's an excellent binocular with amazing depth of field. So if 10 by 50 works for you, Steiner is uh, probably worth looking at. But I agree with you. So 7 by 50 was really designed to be a naval binocular. It wanted a very large exit pupil to use off of unstable platforms. So that you needed relatively low magnification, very large exit pupil, and frequently there is tricky light conditions. So moderate magnification, large objective was kind of a big deal. We'll see. Okay, I'm gonna address one other religious thing real quick, and then we'll move on to guns and optics. So Jeff, the atheist, says the Jews don't believe Jesus was the savior. That's correct. So one group will be in heaven, the other will be in hell. So from a Jewish perspective, you don't have to be Jewish to go to heaven. To be blunt, so Jewish perspective is relatively straightforward on this. If you're a good person, you're going to go to heaven. Although there isn't a particularly well-developed idea of heaven in Judaism. But basically, you don't have to be Jewish to go to heaven. You don't have to be anything. You just have to be a good human being according to Old Testament values, which does not require you to be Jewish. It's the Christians and the Muslims seems to have that idea that the only ones going to heaven. But like I said, it's newfangled religions. They still have to prove themselves.
Yeah, I have some interesting thoughts on that, but we'll leave that for another day.
Absolutely.
So,
all right. So I got questions about Poro binoculars. Just trying to think, is there anybody doing development?
not any of the big optics companies.
Oh, nobody's doing new Poros, really.
Steiner probably has some, but they probably haven't developed anything recently.
Yeah, Steiner has a bunch of Poros, but they're not new. They're kind of rehashes of the old designs. I have the 7-32 Navigator or something like that. That lives in my truck, which I like quite a bit.
Oh, that's a great question, but again, time for another day.
Oh, that's interesting. I'd love to try them with Steiner, but I wear glasses and I don't think they have enough eye relief. Trying to think. So I wear contacts. Sometimes I wear glasses. Uh,
Don't you just take them off
it
and
depends
use
on
them? Is
how
it too
you can,
close?
but you might not be able to have enough compensation. Oh, that's so Rick goes Habik 10 to 40. So Swarovski does have a 10 by 40 por binocular. I don't think it is weather sealed though, but if memory serves me right, optically it was really excellent. So the Swarovski 10 by 40 was very good, but I don't think it's a classic binocular. I don't think it is weather sealed. But optically, it's very impressive.
It's a cool looking bino, old school looking. I like it.
Yeah. Habit a very good. Leica has, I think, a 7-35 classic binocular they do. That's also optically spectacular. That's also another Poro. But I don't think I've seen anybody develop a truly new Poro. That's a good question from Jeff. Is Vortex coming out with a replacement for 5000 with the bullet compensation? So Vortex is coming out maybe sometime this month with a Talon LRF binocular. There will be, I think, a 10 by 42 and a 12 power, although I'm not 100% sure. They've teased it on Instagram, but I don't remember for sure what they announced, so I need to be a little bit careful talking about it. I haven't tested it yet. I plan to, and I would expect it to be a step up optically to the Fury 5000, and probably a step up in terms of LRF quality as well. Definitely a step up optically.
My Fury 5000s were trash.
I mean, optically or generally?
Generally, they sent me a brand new pair. I just got a lemon. Like I've used the Furies. I thought they were great, but like I got frustrated with them. I was on the phone with their support and I was like, My Impact 4000 is reading at 4,000 meters. My Furies, I'm standing with both of them in my hand, won't read 200 yards.
Okay, yeah, that was trashed.
So,
So I had a Fury 5000. The LRF was very good. I was not super happy with the optical quality.
no, the optics garbage.
Garbage, they're not garbage. They're heavily tinted in terms of resolution. Actually, not bad
So, I
for
mean,
the
they're not
price.
as tinted as the SIGs.
They're not as tinted as the first gen SIGs and stuff. But it was, I prefer better image quality. It was one of the reasons I eventually switched to the Leicas. So this new Talon LRF, I don't know if it's going to compete with the Leicas. It's not going to be priced like them either, but it should be a step up optically from the Fury.
I
And
hope so.
we'll
I
know
hope
pretty
so.
soon. I wouldn't be surprised if they release it this month or the next.
I once was a hater of Vortex, but I've become a fanboy.
Vortex is a great company. Lots of people don't understand Vortex.
Yeah, it's
Uh,
I've learned and I've understood them, and so I've become a proponent of theirs. A proponent.
they are a very commendable outfit.
Yes, yes, they are. Well, they do a
So,
lot. They do a lot in the background. Unless you're involved in the industry, you don't realize how much they're tinkering in the background because you don't see those products commercially available to people. Like example, the 1 to 10 AMG.
yeah.
It's like a ghost. You can barely find information on it. There's only a handful of them out there, but they're doing cool stuff. Like,
I know what you're talking about. There's one in my safe.
yeah, you and 200 other people in the world.
No, there's a lot more than them out than 200. They have a couple of military contracts.
Oh yeah, yeah. Maybe one will walk off the Air Force Base in a couple of years.
No, they're going to release it to the public, I think. Look, there are a couple of things here to address. Let me say a couple of words about the Vortex AMG 1 to 10. So, AMG stands it's made in America. Um, it is a completely. Originally, I thought it shared some stuff with the Razor Gen 3 1 to 10. I don't think there are any interchangeable parts. Okay.
It's on their website. MSRP $6,400.
Oh, they put it on the website?
Yeah, it's on the website. I'm on Vortex's website looking.
Oh, that's very cool.
It
So
looks awesome.
that means that they're officially releasing it. Yeah, it's on there, new. There you go. It's released.
What a punch! Is it worth the $6,400? Now it's a
Well, it's not
Vortex,
going to be
right?
6400. The way
So
they do it,
you gotta. I've never ran the percentages on like what it actually means for street value.
all right, I will do it right now. So let's look at Razor Gen 3. Let's say, so for
Euro.
the Gen 3 4 to 24, MSRP is 4200, and the street price is what, 2700, something like that.
Yeah, you can pick one up used for 22, typically 24.
So this is probably $3,500 scope, maybe a little bit more.
Hey, the cheapest way to buy one is with the Geisley rifle on Euro Optics. The
Yeah.
rifle's only $6,200 and it comes with one.
There you go.
That's the way to buy it.
Probably. But then you need to see for how much you can sell the guys, right?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. The Geisley's only $100 of the price tag. The other $6,000 goes to
the
the
is a
scope.
very impressive scope, but I will say this. So, talking to quite a few people, it is probably one of the more misunderstood designs out there.
Well, educate us. Let's hear this.
It is stupid short. And when you tell people that it's stupid short, it's 8.5 inches, right? And they kind of just look at me and go, so? And when they say that, I realize that it is a reasonable response. But I'm an optics guy, and I'm far more impressed with it than many of you will be who don't need a short scope. It is remarkably hard to design a rifle scope that short. Short optics are ridiculously difficult to do. Just ridiculously difficult. There are only two 1 to 10 rifle scopes that are that length. March 1 to 10 and this new Vortex AMG. If you look at the proportions of them, so let's do this. I'm gonna pull up the AMG 1 to 10, and I'm gonna share the picture with you so you will see. Then I'll pull up the March, and you tell me what you see that's different, okay? Just give me 1 sec. There we
Dude, I'm
go.
on board. I like this.
So look at it very, very carefully, and then I'm gonna go to on the same page. I'm gonna go to March page. Okay, you took a careful look. Look at the proportions and all that sort of stuff, right? You got it? Committed to memory?
Mm-hmm. Wait, you're sharing something? Hold up, right here.
Oh, you started seeing it? Oh,
I
I'm
can't.
sorry.
It's down here in the little box. I can't.
Right
There we
there.
go.
There you go.
Okay, so there's the
You
vortex.
look at it carefully. Please commit it to memory, proportions, and everything.
Yep.
Now on the same tab, I am going to go find you a March 1 to 10. Give me one moment. And 1 to 10. Dual meal tactical. That's right.
Wait, how do you mount that with a single?
Oh, that's an old. No, that's an old model. Let's see if this is the right one. Marsh redid it since it's just 34 millimeter front and back. Why am I not seeing this? Hold on.
Their website is not easy to
It's a
navigate.
different news website.
So what's the while you're navigating, what's the main differences between the Gen 3 1 to 10 and the AMG? I mean, obviously it's a completely new redesign
Yeah,
because of
completely
they
different.
just shorten it.
Gen 3 is. Oh, there we go. Gen 3 is an inch and a half longer. All right, here's the new March 1 to 10. Okay. Now that you're looking at this, and we just looked at the MG, what looks different to you?
They're both first focal. The turret system is way farther forward. The vortex
Correct.
is right in the center.
Correct.
Well, not quite in the center. It's a little to
So
the
the
rear.
way this rifle scope business works, you should be able to see my mouse. The objective lens system is basically starts at the front where the light goes in and ends roughly halfway right under the turrets. That's roughly where the front focal plane reticle is. So if you see my mouse from here to here, that's your objective lens system. On an March, it's very short. Okay? Then from the turrets, roughly to where the magnification ring is, that's where the erector system is. That's where magnification happens. That's where the pieces move, the change in magnification between 1 and 10 and everything in between. Okay? And from roughly the front of the magnification ring, ballpark, all the way to the back is the eyepiece. Okay? You with me?
Yep.
I'm gonna go back to Vortex. Okay. Notice how much longer it is from the objective front to the middle of the turrets on the Vortex, and how much shorter the erector system is. It has a couple of advantages. A lot of the initial image quality, and most importantly, depth of field, comes from a relatively forgiving objective lens system. So March made a very short objective lens system. They're very good at it. It's very nice, but there is a reason that scope has side focus. It kind of needs it, okay, because depth of field is relatively shallow. With Vortex, depth of field is good. It could be probably close to 20-25% more forgiving. Okay. However, since they still had to make the scope very short, they kept the entire 10 power erector mechanism in a tiny little length between the turrets and the magnification ring. It is stupid difficult. Okay. From a technical standpoint, it is one hell of an achievement. Okay. And you pay for it. It is hard to build. Okay.
So I
It
was
is.
just looking at the manual. You can lock the ocular focus.
Yes, you can.
That's pretty cool.
On quite a few rifle scopes you can. On tangents you can. On quite a few others you can. That's on higher end scopes. It's not unusual. The Schmidt and Bender can get ocular locked as well.
Well, I'm a peasant. Okay, I shoot peasant scopes.
On March scopes, you can. Andrew says, I still dig the March because of the exposed turrets. Correct. So March is really set up as more of a super compact general purpose scope. You can do everything with it. It's amazing at it. And that's what the exposed turrets are for, and they're locking. The AMG is really the new generation combat design. It is stupid fast on one power, might be the fastest of all front focal plane scopes, might be better on one power than a Resi 3. I don't know if it's quite as good on high. I think on 10 power March with its side focus and everything is probably better. Right? If you want a truly compact scope that's almost essentially red dot bright on one power and freaking tiny, AMG is it. It is impressively fast. The way Vortex does eyepieces, it's impressively fast. And the field of view on the AMG is similar to the Razor Gen 3, very slightly wider and quite a bit wider than the March. So on the same magnification, if memory serves me right, the AMG has the field of view about 15% or so wider than March, okay, while being puny and tiny. Whether it is worth the money, that is a different conversation, and I can't answer that for you. But it's a nice way of saying this, right? So it's like with all optics, right? It's easy for me to say, right? I play in a slightly different world. So if I was paying my own money, I would have one tangent on my precision rifle. I wouldn't have four, I would have one. I would have the AMG 1 to 10 on my defensive gun. Because as I got older, my quote unquote, if God forbid, in the case of a civilizational collapse and all that sort of shit, I have to grab one gun. So I built one with a 10.5-inch barrel, 556, suppressed, the AR-15 pistol, etc. And the real estate on that thing is in demand. And for that application, the AMG, I think, is king because it leaves me space for everything else I may want to do with it. I'm gonna do a video on that, obviously. And now that Vortex officially put the AMG on the website, I think I need to do it sooner than later. I'm gonna go. Maybe if I have time next week, I'll go to the range. I'll stand in front of the camera and explain my madness. If I want to have a general purpose platform, I have a 9-inch long handguard on that AR pistol. If I won't have enough space for a light, potentially a laser, and potentially a thermal clip on that I need to put on and off, etc. Real estate is at a premium, and that's where the AMG, or the March for that matter, probably will do wonders for you. But on one power, one of the things that I found, I want a bright reticle and I want a relatively wide field of view. It's one of the reasons I'm not a huge fan, for example, of the 1 to 8 attacker, which otherwise is a really nice scope, like really nice scope. But on one power, field of view is narrow. When I'm trying to run fast on one power with a brightly lit reticle, I really like that wide field of view that Vortex does. Wider than March, wider than a Night Force.
Is the 1 point, what does it say? Never mind. I was reading something different.
The only thing that's the only LPVO I think that's of high quality LPVO that's wider than AMG is, I think, Collis. They have that wide, large eyepiece LPVO, which is stupid wide field of view. That thing is amazing, but it's a second focal plane scope. Right? If I'm doing a general purpose design, I want front focal plane, and there is a reason to my madness.
Yeah. No, it
So to
looks.
go back to my original argument, if I'm spending
You gonna bring it to Montana with you?
Sure. If you don't mind, I'll bring it. Well, it depends, right? So if I am flying versus driving, so I don't know. I don't know how much stuff I'll have with me, but I'll probably
We
bring.
just need to get actually. Oh, dang it, they won't. Man, I hate the fact the Vortex doesn't go to Shot Show
They'll
because
have
they
to throw me
they
around. They don't have a booth
they
there.
do come to the Western Hunting Expo, but they don't bring the
They're
high
probably not
end.
going to
They
bring
don't
that
bring
up.
the high end stuff.
Yeah.
But I am gonna go to the Hunt Expo. That's always
When,
fun.
when is it?
It's in. It's like so. If I don't go see, like, if I miss someone at Shot Show, I go see them at the Hunt Expo. It's like 2 weeks after. Yeah, the Western Hunting
Computer, big
Expo,
game tags.
February 12th and 15th. Oh, sweet! I'll actually be
No,
back in town.
I am. That's exactly the dates where I get on a plane and go to Israel. I think.
Oh, I'm sorry, but yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's like a mini. It's pretty big. It's a mini shot show for open to the public, which means there's a
And just
billion people
they
there.
send enough scopes to equip half the rifles there. Yeah, that's not surprising. Yeah. Um. Anyhow, where was I? So I started this thing a little bit. Like I said, if I was spending my own money, I have a lot of guns, right? I can't afford to put the AMGs or the tangents on all my guns. But I'd have tangent on my match gun, and I'd have the AMG on my defensive rifle. And after that, I'd move off into the more sane price ranges because I can't afford expensive everything. But I would have one because to me,
You just gotta eat ramen noodles, Ilya.
well, I have celiac. I cannot eat ramen noodles.
Oh, you're right.
Boiled eggs.
Brisket, bird ends. The only thing Ilya
Boiled
can
eggs
eat
and
bird
brisket.
ends.
That's how I'm so graceful and light and all that.
No. That dang it. Good thing I have an R and D budget, but because I want the 4 to 24, but that 1 to 10. If you're gonna put one optic on a, oh man, I'm gonna end up
Look,
with one.
if you are not running a short handguard gun, you will save some money without sacrificing much performance, if any, with the Gen 3 1 to 10.
Well, I want to be able to pull it. So I was talking to Craig, Area 419, right?
Uh-huh.
Because we were talking night vision setups, and I need a 1.9 mount,
Hmm.
or I can use their Unity system,
Yep.
and I can use a 145 mount on top of it and put my laser underneath of it.
Correct. Yeah.
With this little shorty, it would make it super compact.
Yeah, that's true. That's fair.
So, and then because I've got a mount, and one thing we should look at Shot Show is I need a night vision compatible red dot to mount above my my LPVO. So,
Most of them are.
well, I need like it's the coatings on them that matter. Like I have a Holosun that says it is, but you can't see through it. The coatings are so
Okay.
bad you can't see through it. So I
Uh,
think I was
I
told
would
like the micro, like the aim point micro,
for aim point
and
to do well. I think primary
the,
arms new HTX one might be pretty good, but we need to ask them.
that'd be good. See if you could get one and we could test it because I would
I have
love
one.
you've. Oh yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. I got night vision. Let's go.
I have
I'm
night
excited.
vision.
Um,
I have it on my handgun that I take to matches. I mean,
okay.
like you saw it. I will shoot you a match in Montana with a picture.
Yep.
So
Yep.
I'll take a night vision monocular I have, and I can look through a few red dots and see. But I
Yeah. Yeah.
remember.
I was told the RMR, the SRO, and the aim points are like it's the coating on them that matters more than anything else.
So the night vision devices, they get majority of the information from a wavelength band called NIR, near infrared. It's wavelengths that are just longer than the vis range that we see it. And it so happens that in low light, there's a lot of light scattered in that range. So it's one of the reasons why you're looking at monochrome and stuff like that. More modern night vision devices, they have expanded spectral sensitivity, so actually see at short and longer wavelengths. So compatibility with red dots is getting better. But most conventional red dots, they just optimize their coatings for the visible range. They don't optimize it for near infrared unless they are specifically aiming at some military stuff.
Yeah.
So,
Yep, that's what I gotta find. I gotta find one. So we'll have to do some looking.
well, we can test a few. That's actually not a bad idea. It would be interesting. I can line up a bunch of different red dots and look at them. Nothing to it. All right, where was I?
If you're only
So yeah,
equipping
so we're
half of
switching.
your rifles, they need to send more.
What?
He's only got half of his rifles equipped. He needs twice as many scopes.
He's talking about Vortex sending scopes to the Western Hunt Expo.
Yeah, that is true. That is a true statement.
There are probably a lot of rifles there. Might be even more than I have. This year. I'm probably gonna thin the herd of all my rifles a little bit.
Oh, Ilya, the other rifle match you should put on your radar is the Guardian. In
We
price,
talked about it. When is the Guardian?
it's 2 weeks after TRT.
Yeah, that's probably not happening.
Take it.
So right now, as far as matches go, there are three that I am extremely likely to be going to. One is the match in Raton in a week and a half in New Mexico. Another one, there's going to be another hunter match in Wyoming, around near Laramie, Wyoming, in around April 10th, 11th, something like that, or 11th and 12th. There is a space expo conference, space symposium in Colorado Springs in April that I need to go to for work. And this match is the weekend right before. So I'm basically going to tack on a couple of days to what was supposed to be a regular work trip and go shoot that hunter match in Wyoming and come back. So I read the description of the match. It's very interesting. They're saying flat out, if you are new to NRL Hunter, this is not the match for you. This is going to be extremely challenging for people who are really good at this. So I am looking forward to getting my ass handed to me.
We camouflage the targets by spray painting them brown.
That would not surprise me.
I am a mean match director. I don't believe in painting targets.
Mhm.
Unless you're doing like a sniper match, sure. Yeah, I think you got to put something on them, but we're not trained snipers.
Look, it's I don't know. I'm not a good match shooter. I'm new to this. I've been shooting matches for a grand total of 1 year now. I really enjoy it. Every match is a little better than the next. So if I go to Laramie and zero out on half the stages, I'll be real disappointed for a solid half an hour, and then I'll move on with life.
I mean, but that's the only way you learn.
Exactly.
Like you can practice all you want, but until the
It's not-
timer goes off and you actually do it, you don't get any better.
Look, I'm a hunter, and being able to spot animals in my binoculars is legitimately difficult. And hunter matches really stress your ability to find those stupid things. I'm hoping that by the time we go to an April match, I'll get my hands on this new Vortex Talon LRF binos. So we'll see. Maybe that will be a good time to work out the new binoculars and see if they can replace the Leica for me for match shooting, or if 10 power Leicas that I use will still be it. I don't know.
Is Leica doing anything in a higher power range? Or you don't know, or you can't say
Supposed
yet.
to have some stuff coming out, but I don't know what the actual configurations are. So the first thing they're doing, they already released it in their monocular rangefinder. They've got this new matrix display that gives you all the information in one snapshot and stuff. And I'm sure it's going to make it into the binocular. But I would guess they'd probably retain the same 10x42 optical system because it's absolutely excellent, and first incorporate the new laser rangefinder and the new display in it. That would be my best guess. But on the other hand, they've had in the last few years actually listening to people, so they're developing new stuff, and they've had a lot of feedback that they really should be considering a high magnification and a lot of binocular. They got that feedback from a lot of people, me included. Not that they particularly listen to me. Nobody listens to me. But I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if they do more. Like is an interesting company, it's a storied name and all that, but they're not afraid of innovation. They're not afraid of electronics. They have a lot of history with different electronic stuff. They're camera makers. And they are expensive, but they have the expertise to really own the high end if they're so inclined. So we'll see if they choose to go after it or not. They have the technical ability. It's hard to say if there's truly a business case. But on the high end, it's between pretty much primarily between Swarovski and Leica. And Swarovski is not a tactical company, so they are more hunter oriented. And Leica can own the high end tactical world if they choose to.
I think they should choose to.
I agree with you. Because again, we have nice products from SIG, from Revit, Vortex, etc. They're all very good. But if you really want to push into the high end, Leica can engineer things that are just remarkable.
Let's go, guys. That is one thing that I have a few things on my 2026 procurement list,
Yeah.
but a good LFRF Bino is on my list because I don't have one anymore.
Well, if Vortex, so we'll see what configuration Vortex comes out with. The picture that they leaked on Instagram looked to have a 10 by 42 LRF. But I know they had a lot of feedback that they also need a higher power. So if they introduce a higher power, and I don't have a real confirmation for that yet, but I hope they will. If they introduce a higher power and optical, it's a step up into like Razer HD, maybe even Razer UHD category, that has a real chance of being the for the money the best choice out there. Now I don't know. I don't know if there'll be significant tint. I don't know what they'll do with LRF. The fact that it's not applied ballistics is probably
It'll
the
be
best.
geoballistics because they own geoballistics.
Yeah, they're doing geoballistics, and I like geoballistics.
So do I. If I didn't have a Kestrel, I
Okay,
would
hold on a
use
second.
geoballistic.
We've got the minister making a joke here.
Connect you with a higher power. So can
High
I.
power binocular. So Andrew, unless it's a hand holdable 20 by 56, I'm not interested. With a field of view of a 10.
Andrew, I don't need to be connected with a higher power. I'm saved by grace. I don't need anything else.
I
Saved by
thought we were going
grace.
to say you're talking to it, but okay.
No, no, no. I don't blaspheme, okay? No blaspheming over
I
here.
do.
I don't. I do not put myself on the level of a deity. Maybe an emperor, but not a deity.
Modesty becomes the okay.
Yeah, well, modesty. I'm trying to find this leaked photo, but all they've got is photos of ammo.
The leaked photo had a 10 by 42 in it.
I wonder if they took it down
Wouldn't surprise me.
because they have one, but it's the Fury 3000s.
No. This one is called Talon, and in terms of optical quality, it's supposed to be in a Razer range.
Well, how
But I don't
long
know if
ago
it's
did they
Razer
leak
80 or
that?
Razer U.
Oh well, that's fine.
Okay, Jeff is. We're in a tug of war. Jeff is offering to connect us to a lower power.
Hey, he said he was an atheist earlier, so
Okay,
there's no such thing for him as a lower power. So
okay, Jeff. Apparently, Aaron says you can't fall out of the basement. Okay, I have to admit, guys, I enjoy the whole theology discussion, but I really don't take it very serious. I am a bad Jew. I hunt pigs and I eat shrimp. So.
you're a bacon eating Jew. Is that what you just said?
Oh, I So many years ago, when I got married in Israel, I had two weddings. I had a wedding in America and I had a wedding in Israel. I had to prove that I'm Jewish, which I found highly offensive because I spent the entirety of my childhood with people trying to beat the shit out of me for being Jewish, and then to get married in Israel, I had to prove that I'm Jewish. It was a long and complicated process. I have a
You're
cousin
like,
in Jerusalem
take a
who.
blood sample.
Well, they didn't do that. I did genetic testing some years later, and I am 99.4% Ashkenazi Jewish. So doesn't it doesn't get more Jewish than me, but at least not by much. But anyhow, so I had to prove that I'm Jewish, and I have an ultra-Orthodox cousin in Jerusalem. She became very religious after moving to Israel, who took it upon herself to prove it. And after that lengthy and complicated process, I'm so freaking kosher that if I get anywhere near bacon, it's kosher by default. That's my theory. I'm sticking to it.
I'll cook some bacon for you, and I'll just say it's. Hey, this is kosher bacon, so don't worry. Just
Exactly
trust
right.
me.
So, I
Just
mean,
trust me.
you're a devout Mormon. Why would you lie to me?
That's right. Exactly. I don't never lie to anybody except for my wife every day. But it's
No,
okay.
it's, look, I'm not observant. My religious convictions stop before I get to the dinner table. Clearly. Uh,
Let's see. Is there anything I can't eat as an LDS person? I don't think so.
Not many things you shouldn't, but whether you can't, it's a different book.
I mean, yeah. We can have interesting conversations all day.
Oh God, yes.
I think they took it down. I can't find a photo, but it looks like they're dropping the AMG tomorrow.
It looks like they're dropping the MG tomorrow, and if there's a photo you're looking for, it wasn't posted by the official Vortex. It was posted by Joe Hamilton.
Joel Hamilton.
Joe Hamilton, I think.
Who is
One
this?
of the Hamiltons posted it.
Joel. Joel.
Let me see if I can find it. I'm
Ham.
on Instagram. No, that's not it.
Yeah, I don't know. If you can find it, I'd be interested. If you can't find it, oh well.
I'll take a quick look. You're gonna have to hold down the fort.
I will
And
hold down the
yeah,
fort. Okay,
with font.
Andrew, I'm holding down the fort. What other questions do we have about firearms or optics or higher powers? 270 is God's cartridge. Just saying. Some old man told me that, but probably have to believe him because he claimed he was a
I don't
minister or
know.
something.
If it's God's cartridge, we need to check if Jeff B is using it or not. There might be cognitive dissonance if he is.
Let's see.
Personally, I think that 308 is God's cartridge. Just my personal opinion.
Oh, there's a question for you. How
Yes, sir.
soon will U.S. customers start seeing wider field of view scopes with Swarovski's patent expiring?
So the patent officially expires in June of this year. Um, I suspect that if other companies wanted to come out with wider field of view rifle scopes in the US market, they could do it 6 hours after the patent expires.
Right,
Because
you would see them trickling out already, right?
I don't know if we see them trickling out, but they exist. Germans, they play, by the book. But Schmidt and Bender can just start shipping Eurospec scopes here. They already exist. So,
So on the muzzle loader side of things,
yeah.
CVA, the new Paramount, I don't know what they call it. CVA's new muzzle loader is a smokeless or it's a black powder or a smokeless muzzle loader.
Yeah,
It weighs 16 pounds naked.
so I have a 45 caliber smokeless muzzleloader. It's either smokeless with 4198 or Blackhorn 209. I use Blackhorn 209 because smokeless is illegal in New Mexico for hunting. And mine does have a Brooks barrel, and it works extremely well. So I have a barrel for my Encore from Arrowhead Rifle Works,
Hmm.
and that thing is stupid accurate, as accurate as any of my center
I should
fire.
send you one of our ramrods to play with, Ilya.
What's different about your ramrods?
They're coarse thread quarter turns. They go together really fast. They have a like a gear shifter knob on top, so it spins freely.
Well, that's interesting. What
Um,
does so the with the muzzle loader that I have, it shoots aluminum tip pointy bullets. So I don't know if your ramrod's going to work with that. I have to have a special ramrod provided by the same company that
I mean,
provides.
it should take an aluminum. I don't know. It may be. I think you can put different tips on it. I'll have to look. It's I can't remember if we made it out of brass or we made it out of aluminum. I don't remember.
So Jeff, so my muzzle loader with the Blackhorn 209 is shooting a 275 grain aluminum tip bullet at about 2400 foot per second. And that's out of the Encore. With smokeless, I think it's supposed to be about 2550 foot per second with the same bullet. And if you wanted to do that on a built on a bolt action, Arrowhead Rifles does build on a bolt action. It's basically whichever powder you use, it's 200 foot per second faster than what my Encore can do. So I'm very fond of that gun. It is so stupid accurate. The trick with that one is that it has these bullets called NSR. NSR stands for no sizing required. So because there is no sabot, it obturates to the barrel much better, and it's peppy. Mine with iron sights weighs 9 pounds, primarily because it's a thick barrel. It's a very beefy barrel, but again, it's just stupid accurate. So
Yeah, I'm telling you, the new CVA smokeless ones are heavy. We've got one. It's like 16 pounds.
that's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot.
So mine is 9 pounds. Now I put a scope on it because I'm thinking of going to a different state to go hunt something, and but I have a very light scope on it. So with the scope, it's 10 pounds. Without scope, it's 9 pounds.
I'm jealous. Scopes aren't allowed anymore.
In New Mexico, they're not. But I was thinking of going to shoot something in Nebraska.
Are they still legal in Nebraska?
I think in Nebraska they are, and somewhere else also there.
Yeah, Utah's become dumb. You have to have open sights on it.
2 years ago in New Mexico, they also changed it. I mean, I killed an elk with that muzzle loader about 4 years ago with an
The
optic.
the unit in Utah I live in is super dumb. You have to use an open sighted center fire rifle too.
Interesting.
They're testing whatever. It's a way for them to sell more tags with a lower harvest rate.
Okay. Well, I mean, as a hunter, I may not like it, but from a business standpoint, it's not a bad way to go. So I should probably make a few jokes about business savvy Mormons at this stage, but yeah.
I didn't catch what that said, but we're
I
good.
said I was going to start making fun of business savvy Mormons about selling more tags and all that. But,
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of business savvy Mormons. Probably not as many as there are Jewish ones, though.
I don't know. You guys are doing well there. So let's see, Jeff. 40 grains of N110 will push it to 50 to 2500. Yeah, I believe it. So I mostly shoot Blackhorn 209 because of New Mexico regulations. It's basically 100 grains of Blackhorn 209 pushes a 275 grain bullet to 2400 foot per second. And it'll take down anything that moves. And then for shits and giggles, I shot a 5 shot 4-inch group at 500 yards with that. I was pretty happy about that.
Get
Nice.
some.
Go ahead. I'll be using that burst I want from you on it. I'm at thick woods. Well, there you go. Give it a shot. Okay. Where was I? All right. We've been here for about an hour and 40 minutes. mostly bullshitting, which I kind of enjoy. Actually, I enjoy the discussion. So to repeat, for those of you who are new here, I know people come and go. I'm kicking off a raffle for a 12 by 50 Winchester binocular. A week from today, I'm going to do a short live stream to do the drawing. If you want to enter the raffle, send an email to raffle@darklordofoptics.com. You need to be a member of my darklordofoptics.com website, and you need to be present at the live stream to win. You don't have to be a paid supporter. Being a free account is good enough. Beyond that, this is your last chance to point out if there is a specific product you want me to go look at when I'm at John Show. It's not specific to optics. It can be guns, chassis, whatever strikes your fancy. I'm going to try to diversify this year and look at more than just optics if I can.
I didn't see anything in the new product center that was earth shattering, except for HK has 2 new pistols. So it'll be interesting to see.
Is that earth shattering?
Not earth shattering, but it's been a while since HK released a new pistol.
Okay. Well, I'm probably going to go take a look. I mean, I have this love-hate relationship with HK. They make nice stuff, but they can't market it for the life of them.
I mean, that seems to be a European company issue.
Pretty much, yeah. I do want to go look at the Seekins new rifle without that's the integrated action.
Yeah, hopefully they'll have it there.
I hope so. So that would be very interesting to look at. As always, I'm gonna go spend some time with the guys from Q. They have a booth. They're always doing clever stuff. Megafix should be almost ready. If it's ready by the summer, I might bring one to shoot in the sniper match. So we'll see. That remains to be seen if I'm able to do so or not. Based on our results from last year, I wouldn't mind some sort of fast 7 to shoot because there are distances there. But if not, I'll bring my 6.5 Creed again and I'll be totally fine. I don't think the cartridge is what held me back, to put it mildly.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, exactly. The ability to talk held me back.
The ability to talk did not hold me back. The ability to talk in a way that my teammate understood, that held me back.
Yeah, that's
So, I still need to figure out who I'm going to be shooting with this year. We'll see.
Yeah, let me know. I can find you a partner.
You did last year.
I can find you a partner and maybe a better partner.
don't get me wrong. I really had fun with them.
So
a good dude. No, it's I'm trying to talk a few people into going to the show, to this match. I wanted to be bigger. I wanted to have more name recognition. I wanted to have an even bigger price table. I want this match to succeed.
Yeah, when Tony sends me out the stuff, I'll make sure you get a copy of it so you can pass it around.
Yeah, last year he added me to his distribution list, but it was a relatively short amount of time before the match. I mean, we really need to start earlier. I'm very curious if Primary Arms announced those high power PLX compact scopes, but they never quite brought them to the market till making some changes. So I'm hoping they will have the finalized versions at the SHOT Show, and they have a few other things they've been working on that are potentially interesting. As an optics company, Primary Arms is really maturing nicely. I'm very impressed with where they're going with that. With Burris Steiner, I don't have any real insight into what they're up to. But what I really would like, and Burris, I would really like them to bring in either weapon-mounted laser rangefinder or binocular laser rangefinder that can talk directly to the XTRPS. That's kind of a big deal. For a competition match standpoint, PRS, something like that, what I would really love to do, I would love to be able to range 4 plates and have the binoculars send the data straight to the scope, so I have a range card and a heads-up display.
That would be sweet.
That would make all the difference in the world for this type of the matches we shoot. So I don't know what Burris and Steiner are up to, but they are smart guys and they know what they need to be doing. I wouldn't be surprised if they do more with LRFs and connectivity. And that same image from Vortex that was on Instagram, one of the things that nobody really paid much attention to was that for all of these new electronics integrated devices Vortex is doing, they've got this private local network so they can all talk to each other. And for most of us civilians, it's probably not that big a deal. It's a big deal for military. It's also going to be a big deal for people who run classes, right? If they all talk to each other, the instructor can know exactly what everybody is ranging, dialing, etc. So there are all sorts of potentially interesting things there. But communication between devices and reliable communication is going to be increasingly a big deal. I mean, ultimately, I want to be able to have a weapon-mounted LRF-equipped binocular, and heads-up display-equipped rifle scope that all talk to each other. And I think that will make a significant. In the military world, we already do, but that's a different proprietary protocol, and it works in a somewhat different way. We'll see. So, Andrew goes, I was real curious about the PLX thing, what held them up. The official story is that they got a bunch of feedback at last year's SHOT Show. So that they were making some changes. They didn't specify what the changes were, and honestly, I didn't ask. I'm gonna I'm gonna go talk to them during my first day at SHOT Show, so I'm gonna see what they're up to. To me, they looked relatively mature, but I don't know what other feedback they got, so it's hard to say. Jeff, in Virginia, we can shoot anything as long as it goes in the front of the barrel and any optic except night vision. Thermal, yeah. So you guys don't have as many muzzle loader restrictions as we do in New Mexico or as Aaron does in Utah. Rick, and the Calypso give wind in real time to the Burris. So Calypso, there is supposed to be a Calypso with applied ballistics enabled.
It's already available. You can buy that one. What we're waiting for is the atmospherics in it, so it gives you altitude density, and barometric pressure, and
correct. So Burris is not part of the applied ballistics network. Burris is doing their own thing. But SIG is and Leica is. So ideally, what I would like to be able to get the Calypso and get it working with my Leica binoculars. If I can do that, then it'll do it. Rick says, I don't want AB. So if you don't want AB, I don't think Calypso is set up to talk to anything else. They have regular Calypso that will talk to like a phone app, and they will have applied ballistics Calypso that will talk to other applied ballistics devices. I think that's kind of how it works. But again, I would love for it to talk to my binocular. That's it. So with the Vortex, one of the things also that was in that picture where they showed the Talon LRF binoculars, there was some sort of a little wind meter device. I'm not entirely sure. It was like the weather vane, simple weather vane thing. Even just having that hook up to something and talk wirelessly to the LRF binocular, even that would already be a kind of a nice thing. I ran the Fury that way for a little bit, talking directly to the Kestrel. But one of the problems that I had with it, same thing, right? It was AB, it was able to talk to my Kestrel. The problem is that then the moment you do that, it outsources a solution to the Kestrel, it just displays whatever solution Kestrel provides. And I could never get it to be right for the life of me. It was always screwed up. No matter what I did, I could never get the Kestrel to give me a solution that actually worked.
You have to turn a couple things off, and you've got to play with them.
Probably, and then next time I see you in the summer or something, maybe you will spend a little bit more time tinkering with it. But we'll see.
If I can get Tony to teach another long range class out here, his class is it's highly focused on how to use the Kestrel.
Oh, that would be very interesting. Oh, that's interesting. So Rick is saying that Calypso is going to have a 4DOF version, and one of this Bluetooth only. So Bluetooth only, I think, only talks to their phone app. I have not seen a 4DOF version. I also know that Sierra bought Barnes, and they have their own app to compete with Hornady's 4DOF, 4DOF, called True Ballistic or something like that. So there will be a fair amount of competition for ballistic solutions depending on whose bullets you use. Like if you use Hornady bullets, 4DOF works well. I use geoballistics and use AB. AB has custom trackers for the bullets I use.
Fordoff is a really interesting product. It requires a computer to use it. Like it's really, really good at deep diving into the ballistics of the bullets. It's just hard to get it to run on a handheld device.
I have it on my phone. I've used it a couple of times. I have not done much with it. But
Yeah.
basically, what happened is I have geoballistics I use all the time because I have a bunch of Vortex products.
I
And I
mean,
have the
geoballistics is $15. It is, and I used it until I bought a Kestrel. So,
geoballistics is free if you have one of the Vortex products. So
oh, well, I didn't know that.
you
I
connect
bought
to the
I bought
Impact
it
or
years
the
ago.
Razor 4000 GB. It automatically upgrades you to the higher end version.
Oh, I'll have to I'll have to play with it. It's been a
Yeah,
while.
once you connect it, automatically upgrades. At least it used to. But I also have a B Quantum, and I paid for it. None of it is that much money that I'm particularly bothered by it. And the nice thing about AB Quantum is that it's kind of cross-platform. It has custom curves for a lot of different bullets, and there's a lot of good data. The bad thing is that the connectivity is occasionally screwy, and the interface, you need to spend a lot of time watching YouTube videos to figure it out.
I mean,
So
most of the shooting calculators will get you the result if you true your data.
correctly, and this is what happens. I true my data because I have access to a range where I can shoot paper far away if I'm so inclined.
Yeah, you
So
just
true my data. But I will say this: so Leica's, because I've been using Leica binoculars all the time. Leica's app that talks to the binocular, the communication is rock solid reliable. User interface is super simple, and it gives me the same exact solution as the Quantum app. So when I am actually out at the match or something like that, I just use the Leica app and I'm done. And the user interface is just so much more sane. AB has a ton of different things in it. I don't need any of them. I just need drop and wind. That's it.
I am a big fan of your Leica binos.
They're very nice banners.
They are awesome.
Well, look, I'll try the new Vortex and I'll see how well they work. And if Leica introduces a new version of the binocular with a matrix display, that might be a reason to switch. But I've been using the GeoVid Pro AB Plus that I have, the ones that I know you've played with. I've been using them now for over a year, and aside from general interest in testing something else, I have seen nothing that would make me want to switch. I can always nitpick at something, but in terms of measurement accuracy and image quality, I've seen nothing that was tempting. So like again, I have a I'm probably biased. I have a soft spot for like image quality just because the way they tune images really agrees with me. It's there are a lot of excellent binoculars out there, and everybody's eyes are different. We all have our preferences. I will go on a record that for my eyes, as far as general binoculars go, the best binocular I've ever seen is like an Octavid. And the best LRF equipped binocular in terms of image quality that I've ever seen is a GeoVid Pro. I think it's spectacular. Okay, we are been at it for almost 2 hours, so we do need to wrap up. I have a long day at work tomorrow, so I do need to go to sleep. If you guys have any further questions about what to look at SHOT Show, now is the time. If you think of something after we wrap up, please put it in the comments. I will check all the comments before we go, and I'm going to compile a list of things that I want to look at. And short of that, Thank you all for sticking with us. Thank you for joining me on such a short notice, Aaron. I know you've been under the weather,
Yeah,
so I
not a
appreciate
problem.
it. And thank you all. Happy New Year. I hope your New Year starts better than mine did. Mine was full with elderly care issues that are a natural part of life, but I don't have to be excited about it. So, Mr. Guntoad's in Minnesota, and he's going to be a chat show. So, Andrew, I'm going to see you there. And Aaron, I'm sure we'll find a way to cross paths.
Yeah, I'll be there for a couple days.
Yeah. Thank you, guys. Thank you all, and have a good night.
Thank you.